It's game week. Finally, your Seattle Seahawks set to take on the Los Angeles Chargers in preseason week number 1 in Inglewood for this matchup as the Seahawks come in as 1.5-point favorites. The over-under set at 35. We will not see Justin Herbert on Saturday night. Still waiting to see what the Seahawks plan to do as far as how many starters play in this game. But it'll be the first time that we get to see Mike Macdonald coach in a live game. The debuts of Byron Murphy, Christian Haynes, among others here as we embark on a new era of Seahawks football here in 2024. I know this game's on the road, but I want to get ready for game day. You guys know how it works on our watch parties. We spam S for the Seahawks to get the chat popping, to get everybody feeling like they're in Lumen Field. I want you to bring that Lumen Field energy to the comment section today. If you're ready for Seahawks football, spam our rallying cry in the comment section, spam S, and we'll get started with today's show. Here's my 5 things to watch for in the first preseason game, the Sam Howell Experience. With the injury to Geno Smith, you better believe that we're going to see plenty of Sam Howell. Now, granted, Geno's recovered. He's fine, but can't imagine that he's going to take the field too much. So with that said, there's a huge opportunity for Sam to show command of this offense and earn the trust of this coaching staff, because from what we've seen so far to this point in training camp, it has been a roller coaster. He struggled with accuracy. He struggled to connect with the skill position players, and now it's a chance to show what he's really made of in a live game situation. Michael Sean Duggar of The Athletic had this to say on Sam Howell. Howell performed like a backup Thursday. He made some good throws, most notably a pair of tight window tosses on consecutive snaps to wide receiver DK Metcalf during a time period. The first throw was a back shoulder ball that was whizzed by cornerback Reek Woolen, and the second was a hole shot between the cornerback and the safety near the sideline. Metcalf dropped both passes. Howell also threw consecutive touchdown passes to Metcalf during a red zone period. You look at the numbers, and Sam Howell last year, a lot of turnovers, right? Led the league in interceptions with 21, a completion percentage near 63.4%. And basically what we've seen, whether it was in training camp or what we saw last year in Washington, Sam Howell looks like a backup quarterback. But for Seattle, what they need to see is him not just look like a backup quarterback, but they need to make sure they're comfortable with him as their QB2. It's not a competition for the QB1 spot. Sam has no chance whatsoever of being the Seahawks starting quarterback when this season begins, barring an injury to Geno Smith. But they need renewed confidence that they have the right guy to be that number 2 quarterback for this Seahawks team, somebody that they can trust. Should Sam Howell be the Seahawks QB2? I mean, he's been outplayed by P.J. Walker at this point. What do you guys think? Weigh in. Y for yes, N for no. Chime in the comments section. We will be live for the Seahawks preseason game coming up on Saturday night for week number 1 of the preseason. Myself, Smitty, will be here. We'll get our coverage started at 6 o'clock Eastern, 4 p.m., or 3 p.m. rather, Eastern time for this matchup. Subscribe now. Turn on notifications. Don't miss out on our first watch party of the year. It is going to be a fantastic time. You won't want to miss it. Seahawks Chargers live right here on Seahawks Today. We'll see you then. Number 2, the debut of Byron Murphy II. When the Seahawks depth chart came out this week, Byron Murphy was not listed as a starter, and that's not much of a surprise, as Mike Macdonald's been very hard on Byron Murphy for really dating back to rookie minicamp all the way till now. But what we've seen in training camp was when the pads weren't on, Byron Murphy really struggled to kind of find his footing. And then once they went to contact drills, when they put the pads on and everything, then Byron Murphy started to look like the part, if you will. We need to see him unleash in live action. Show why he is who we think he is in that live action scenario. Take advantage of it, embrace the contact, embrace the role in his first outing in a Seahawks uniform. Byron Murphy said this recently on Seahawks training camp. He said, I feel like camp's going great. I'm learning a lot from Jaron Reed. Leonard Williams, Jonathan Hankins, them guys lead me in the right direction. I feel like defensive line coach Justin Hines, just the coaching staff, just putting me in the right position to make plays, and I'm having a great time, great camp. It's been great so far. Byron Murphy, it's twofold with him, right? It's not just what he brings getting after the quarterback, but stopping the run, and that's expected to be a big difference in this Seahawks defense in 2024 of what they've done to invest in the run defense, and Byron Murphy's a big part of that. If he can show those capabilities here in the preseason, not just to get after the quarterback, but stop the run, you better believe he'll play a significant role on this Seahawks defensive line in 2024. Who wins? What's the final score going to be for Saturday night's game? You got to be a degenerate to bet on the preseason. I know Smitty's going to be, but what do you guys think? Who wins? What's the final weigh-in the comments section? Let us know. Today's show is sponsored by Game Time. Game Time, the place to go for last-minute tickets, the best seats, the lowest prices guaranteed. Game Time is an authorized ticket marketplace in Major League Baseball, which makes getting tickets faster and easier. Prices on the Game Time app actually go down the closer it gets the first pitch. We'll killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, their lowest price guarantee. Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets. Save up to 60% off buying last minute for sports, concerts, comedy shows, theater productions, and more. You choose the event you want to go to. They got the prices listed. You get to check out your seat, see if you like that seat or not. Then you're checking out with Apple Pay, Google Pay, Venmo, all major credit card providers. Download the Game Time app, create that account, use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Download Game Time today. Last-minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. The link is in the comments and the description of today's video. Brown versus Jackson. It sounds like a court case, but in reality, it is the battle to see who will be the Seahawks starting outside corner next to Rick Woolen. We already know that Devin Witherspoon's going to play the nickelback spot, but who will join them? Last offseason, we saw this battle come down to the very last preseason game. Trey Brown was really good in the preseason. Got off to a good start to the regular season as well. In the offseason prior, Mike Jackson was the talk of the town. Pete Carroll said he was the standout of Seahawks minicamp last year. And then what happened? Trey Brown ended up taking the job. This is one that's going to come down to the very end. It might result in whoever doesn't win this battle leaving town and potentially getting traded for draft capital. Seahawks Wire had this to say on what's going on at that spot right now. Head coach Mike Macdonald and defensive coordinator AD have likely been pleased with Brown's performance and results. Making big-time plays like a pick-six score and denying a two-point attempt likely helped Brown in his ongoing bid for a 53-man roster spot. The numbers between the two were pretty similar last year. Mike Jackson played in 2 more games than Trey Brown did. But even with that said, Brown had more picks, more pass breakups, tackles for loss, and tackles were the same between the two. And as you look at the corner depth chart, you can see that the only thing we know is Woolen and Witherspoon where they're going to be. Everything else is up for grabs. It is an open competition. I lean towards Trey Brown, but let's see how this all plays out. Let the best man win. Which corner is going to win the job? You going with Trey Brown or you going with Mike Jackson? Type Trey for Trey Brown. Type Mike for Mike Jackson. Weigh in. Let us know. Number 4 on our list is the tight end battle. Now, Noah Fant is a little banged up right now at the time of this recording. And how are things going to stack up with the other spots? Who is going to be the guy to show off their abilities, not just as a blocker? Look, we know every one of them could block. That's not the problem. I know Barner and Brown and these others, these guys can block. That's not an issue. But who's going to be a faithful source when it comes to catching the football besides Jack Westover? Who is going to be that guy? Who can show off receiving ability in the red zone? That remains to be seen. Pharaoh Brown did an interview with Seattle Sports, and he talked about where he's at right now at this point in time. He said the following: I remember Coach this offseason asked, what's your game? And I was just like, grit. Run game, pass game, it's the same thing. It's just grit. You've got to catch the ball. That's just how I feel when I catch the ball, like nobody's tackling me. Brown is set to be your tight end 2 right now, but you still have Barner there. Russell, Westover, Mabry, among others. They're all competing for playing time. Outside of Fant, it is wide open to see who can potentially get involved and open up this offense to have some 12 personnel options. Last on our what to watch for list, we turn our attention to the one and only Jake Bobo. More Bobo. You want more Bobo? You're going to get more Bobo, folks. Bobo's looked phenomenal so far in training camp. Did really good in that scrimmage last week. He shined in the preseason last year. Let's see him cook and take that next step forward and be one of the best number 4 receivers in the National Football League. He's impressed his head coach, Mike Macdonald. Macdonald said the following: I don't see him drop a lot of footballs. It seems like he comes down with a bunch of them, but I think he complements our receiving room well, and we're excited in the team's phase. I think he provides more than a normal receiver would provide in that phase 2, and then it'll be fun to see how he fits in the receiver room and how that thing all shapes up because we got a lot of talent. The Seahawks are hoping Bobo builds upon what he did last year, playing in all 17 games with 19 catches for nearly 200 yards, 10.3 yards, a reception, 2 touchdowns. He's very athletic. I think there's more to come with Jake Bobo here as he's clearly established himself as that number 4 receiver in that Seahawks wide receiver room. So, Seahawks fans, you want more Bobo? Here's what you got to do. You know what we're spamming next in the comments section. Spam more Bobo for more Jake Bobo. Let your voice be heard. Let Mike Macdonald or Ryan Grubb know that you want to see more Bobo this season. Make sure to join us coming up Saturday night. Seahawks, Chargers, watch party. Coverage begins 3 o'clock Pacific time right here on Seahawks Today. Subscribe now, and we'll see you then.